Hello everyone, my name is Mitali Choudhary and I'm a student of B.Sc Agriculture second year. The topic for my presentation is production technology of lychee. Before beginning with the presentation, I would like to thank my course instructor Dr. Prashant Bakshi sir for giving me such a wonderful opportunity. Now let us begin with the presentation. Here are the contents for my presentation. Lychee is known as the queen of subtropical fruits. It is famous for its excellent quality, pleasant aroma, juicy pulp, and is having an attractive red color. It is a fruit of high commercial value. This flavorable and juicy fruit grows in clusters on a slow-growing, medium-sized evergreen tree that bears this fruit for a limited time only. It may have a short shelf life, but this juicy summer treat has more than just taste to offer. It is highly rich in nutrients and offers numerous benefits for your skin, hair, health that makes it all the more irresistible. Lychee is a rich source of vitamin C and calcium. It is also rich in anthocyanin, which is the reason for the red color of its skin. It also consists of malic acid, which is 80%. The fruit consists of 60% juice, 8% rag, 19% seed, and 13% skin. Although lychee is likely to be used for table purposes, dried and canned lychee are also very popular. Botanical description. Lychee is the most important subtropical evergreen luscious fruit tree. It is a native of South China. Its botanical name is Lychee chinensis. It belongs to family Sapindaceae. Type of fruit is nut. Edible part is the fleshy aerial. Chromosome number is 2n is equal to 30. The plant is a dense symmetrical evergreen tree with a dark brown trunk. The tree has erect or droopy branches depending on the cultivar. The plant can live for many years and grows up to 6 to 12 meters in height. A well-managed lychee orchard usually has about 70 trees per hectare. There are more than 100 commercial cultivars throughout the world. Lychee fruits are oval to round and have 25 mm diameter and range in color from green to red. The outer pericarp encloses in a white translucent pulp and a dark brown seed. Area and production. Lychee reached India in the 17th century. The largest producers in the world are China, which ranks first, and India, which ranks second. The state with the highest lychee production are Bihar with 45.6% production, West Bengal 17.1% production, and which is followed by Assam 8.2% production. Climatic and soil requirements. A warm subtropical climate is ideal for the growth and flowering in lychee. The winter should be cool as well as dry and devoid of frost. The minimum temperature should be 150 degrees Celsius. This should be followed by fairly long hot climate with light rainfall during flowering and then by high temperature during fruit set with medium humidity. During harvest, the temperature should be around 24 to 28 degrees Celsius with bright sunlight and high relative humidity. During new flush, the temperature should be 28 to 30 degrees Celsius with high RH and heavy rainfall. An alluvial soil with good drainage and easy access to the water table is the best for the growth of lychee as well as the plants that have a low ability to transport water from roots to leaves. The soil pH should be around 5.5. Cultivars. Lychee has mainly three cultivars: early, which include early seedless and Muzaffarpur variety; mid-early, which includes Dehradun and rose-scented variety. Late, which includes Kalkatia and lace seedless variety. First, we'll discuss the early cultivars, which include the early Bedana or early seedless variety. It is the earliest variety and is mainly grown for table purposes. It is a medium to poor yielding variety, but it bears regularly. The yield of fruit varies from 50 to 60 kg per tree. Fruits are small to medium in size, heart-shaped to oval-shaped, with carmine red tubercles at maturity. Pulp is creamy white with TSS of 19.8%. Overall fruit quality is good. Then comes the Muzaffarpur variety. The fruit are deep orange to pink with medium juicy sweet pulp. It is grown in India. It is the important lychee varieties mainly grown in Bihar and its adjacent states. This variety bears profusely every year with an average yield of 80 to 100 kg per tree. Fruits are large in size, oval or oblong, conical with crimson red tubercles. Pulp is grayish white. Soft, moderately juicy with TSS of 20.3%. Mid-early cultivars. First is the Dehradun variety. This variety is mainly grown for table purpose. It is a late season variety and fruit starts ripening in third week of June. Fruit yield is 80 to 90 kg per tree. Trees are medium in size, attaining a height of 5 meter and spread of 7 meter. Fruits are medium in size, obliquely heart-shaped to conical. Color at maturity is bright rose pink. Pulp is grayish-white, soft, moderately juicy with TSS of 17%. This variety is highly susceptible to sunburn and cracking. Next comes the rose-scented variety. Fruits are oblong, conical with deep rose-pink skin. Pulp is grayish-white. The aerial has a delicate rosy flavor. It is an important cultivar of India. It is commercially cultivated for table purpose in Muzaffarpur area of Bihar. Besides high fruit quality, it is famous for distinct rose aroma and hence called the rose-scented variety. It is a medium season variety that starts ripening in the first week of June. Average yield of this variety is 80 to 90 kg per tree. Fruits are medium to large in shape, mostly oval or heart-shaped, and rose pink color is there. Pulp is grayish-white, soft to moderately juicy with a TSS of 20%. Then comes the late cultivar. This includes Kalkatia, which is the best of all these varieties grown in the northern parts of India for table purpose. It can be successfully cultivated even in hotter areas provided there is protection from strong winds and provision of plenty of water for irrigation. The average yield is 80 to 100 kgs per tree. It is a late season variety and the fruits ripen in the last week of June. Fruits are large in size and oblong in shape. Pulp is dirty creamy, soft, juicy, very sweet with TSS of 18.17%. Bedana, late seedless variety. It is cultivated for table and processing purpose. This variety is not completely devoid of seed but is rather shriveled and small in size. It can be successfully cultivated even in hotter areas provided there is a protection from strong hot winds and provision from plenty of irrigation water. The trees of this variety are very vigorous and attain an average height of 5.5 meter and spread of 7.0 meters. It is late season variety and fruits usually ripen in the third week of June. The average yield of this variety is 80 to 100 kgs per tree. Fruits are medium to large in size, conical and shaped. Pulp is creamy white, soft, juicy with a TSS of 20%. The other important cultivars of lychee are grown in India, which are Swarnarupa, Sahahi, Purbi, Kasba, Bombay, etc. Lychee has some exotic varieties as well, which include lychee. Fruit is small, round and red-skinned. It possesses soft flesh with abundant sweet juice and is cultivated in China and Australia. Second is the hakip. The fruit is heart-shaped, each weighing 20 to 22 grams. Skin is thin, soft and purplish red. Flesh has an excellent aroma and is sweet in taste. It separates easily from flesh. It is the commercial cultivar of Thailand, Taiwan and China. Third is the Taiso variety. The fruits are egg-shaped, each weighing 20 to 26 grams. Bright red skin changing to dull red at maturity. Flesh is sweet. It is commercial cultivar of Australia, Queensland and South Africa, where it is known as Mauritius. Propagation and cultivation. To avoid the high variability and long juvenile period in case of lychee, seed propagation is not recommended. Instead of this, lychee is vegetatively propagated by the process of air layering. The land should be prepared thoroughly by plowing and leveling. A windbreak should be established around the lychee orchard using eucalyptus, casuarinas, jamun, preferably before 1 year of establishment of lychee orchard. Pits of 1 into 1 into 1 meter are dug, allowed for a week, filled with 25 kgs farmyard manure plus 2 kgs of bone meal and 300 grams of muriate of potash plus 1 basket of soil from lychee orchards containing mycorrhizal fungi. The spacing recommended is 10 into 10 meters. If the soil is not fertile and the climate is comparatively dry, the spacing can be reduced into 8 meter into 8 meters. However, planting is not advisable when the weather is either too dry or too wet. The pits are watered to set this mixture with the earth. Planting is done after a week. Water is applied immediately after planting. Lychee trees are usually planted in a square system at 7.5 meter to 10 meters apart. Young lychee plants also need protection either from frost or from the desiccating winds. For quick establishment and less mortality, healthy 6 to 9 months old true to type plants with fine roots should be selected. It is advisable that all the new plants should be inoculated with mycorrhizal fungi. After planting, the land should be allowed to dry completely, hence the new plantation is recommended during early monsoon season. Planting can also be done in the spring if irrigation facilities are available. The young plants should be staked. Air layering done during spring and early summer season is commercially used. Also, stooling, apical grafting, approach grafting, and shield budding are other methods of propagation for lychee. Training and interculture. Training and pruning. Training of young lychee plants for making a good framework is necessary. Once the desired shape and a strong framework is achieved, pruning is not required, except removing dead or deceased branches and damaged shoots. In India, this occurs indirectly when a part of the shoot bearing the cluster of fruit is removed during harvesting. However, heavy pruning of trees causes profuse vegetative growth resulting in poor fruiting. If trees become too old and produce small fruits, pruning heavily improves the yield and quality of fruits. Sorghum stubble, wheat straw, groundnut shells can be used as mulch to conserve soil moisture. Interculture. Maintenance of good sanitary conditions is must to keep lychee orchards healthy and disease-free. Lychee is a shallow-rooted tree with most of its feeding roots occurring 20 to 30 centimeters deep. Therefore, deep tillage is harmful for its plants. Since it may cause injury to roots, tillage operations should be limited to upper 7 to 10 centimeter depth of the soil layers. Raising of cover crops or intercrops is very beneficial. Intercropping. Intercropping of young orchards provides the much needed income during the period when lychee plants are not bearing. Leguminous crops like peas, beans, and grams are to be preferred for this purpose. The young orchard can also be planted with filter trees of papaya and falsa. Irrigation. January end to the onset of monsoon is a critical period for irrigation since vegetative growth and fruit development takes place. 4 months prior to normal floral initiation period in North India, the plants should not be irrigated, that is from December to January. Though lychee is a deep-rooted perennial crop, the absorbing roots occur mostly in the upper topmost soil layer between 20 to 30 centimeters depth. Therefore, this zone should have 50% soil moisture during the critical period. Young trees should be irrigated by the basin method. The fully grown trees are irrigated by flooding or by furrow irrigation depending on the availability and source of water as per their requirements. Generally, weekly irrigation is given in summer. No irrigation is required during winter in fruiting trees before fruit set. Drippers or micro sprinklers should be used from flowering to completion of the post-harvest flush. Duration of about 7 to 10 days interval from panicle emergence to the fruit harvest or until the post-harvest flush appears. Manure and fertilization. In India, lychee is grown mostly in natural fertile soil. A little or no manure is given. The acute shortage of NPK seems to stunt all forms of lychee growth, including floral initiation. Fertilizer should be applied just after harvesting during the rainy season. Applying fertilizers late in the season results in more vegetative growth and less fruiting. The plants grow under deficiency of NPK, can flower but don't set fruits. The plants grown under magnesium deficiency don't even bloom. These are the fertilizer schedules. The table 1 represents the fertilizer schedule of lychee in North India, and table 2 represents the fertilizer schedule recommended in Bihar. Plant protection and weed control. Plant protection. The bark feeder can be controlled by plugging the holes after application of carbon disulfide or formalin. Leaf rollers can be controlled by an insecticide like Novan, which has fumigant action also. Red rust can be controlled by spraying lime, sulfur 3 times during autumn and 3 times during spring. Leaf galls also can be caused by areophid mite Acaria in lychee, which are a very common problem. This can be reduced by pruning and spraying of conventional or new ivermectin compounds, example emmenictin and spinosyn. Weed control. Weeds can be controlled by mulching, chipping, and soft spraying with herbicides. To control grasses and broadleaf trees. Maturity index. The color of lychee changes from green to deep red when it gets matured. Flattening of tubercles occurs. Smoothening of the epicarp occurs. And there are about 12 stages of the maturity of lychee. Harvesting and yield. Harvesting. Generally, lychee fruits mature 50 to 60 days after fruit set. The development of color on fruits is dependable criterion of maturity but differs from variety to variety. Generally, fruits turn red when fully ripe. Fruits harvested at this stage possess excellent quality. Maturity of fruit is also determined by the shape of the tubercles, which on ripening become some flattened and epicarp becomes smooth. The fruits are harvested in bunches along with a portion of the branch and a few leaves. It prolongs the storage of life of the fruits. Harvesting of lychee is usually done in May and June. The fruits of local market should be harvested at their fully ripe stage, while for distant markets they can be harvested when they start turning reddish. Yield. In India, the yield varies from 80 to 150 kg fruits per tree per year, depending upon variety and tree vigor. Insect pest and their control. Mites. This is a serious pest of lychee. Nymph and adults suck sap from under the leaf and shoot. Due to mite infection, leaves turn yellow to grayish yellow. The affected leaves get curled, twisted, and later get defoliate. Remove and destroy affected portion. Take 2 sprays of 3 ml per liter dicofol 18.5 EC of water with interval of 7 days. Spray these insecticides on the new shoots before panicle emergence. Leaf miner is another pest of lychee. If infestation is observed, remove affected leaves. At new flush development stage, take a spray of dimethionate 30 EC 13.5 ml per 10 liters of water or imidacloprid 17.8 SL 4 milliliters per 10 liters of water. Repeat the second spray after an interval of 15 days. There are several other diseases of lychee like anthracnose, which can be cured by spraying Bordeaux mixture. Leaf miner is another disease of lychee. If infestation is observed, the leaves are removed. At new flush development stage, take spray of dimethionate 30 EC 13.5 ml of 10 liters of water or imidacloprid 17.8 SL 4 ml per 10 liters of water. Repeat the spray after an interval of 15 days. Tree decline and root rot. The incidence of tree decline can be observed in whole tree or 1 or 2 branches. Root rot kills trees quickly and there is no control measure found effective for it. So in order to prevent it, before planting a new orchard, clean the field properly, remove all the harvested crops, provide proper drainage system and avoid waterlogging around the trees. Carry out pruning operations and remove extra branches. Red rust. This is a small dark algae observed in patches on lower side of leaves that spread quickly and later on develop velvet reddish brown to orange color growth. The affected leaves show curling of branches. As a preventive measure, take spray of 0.3% copper oxychloride in June and October. If infestation is observed in field, spray Bordeaux mixture during September to October and February to March. Depending upon intensity, repeat the spray after 15 days interval. Physiological disorders of lychee. Sunburn and skin cracking in developing fruits are 2 serious problems in lychee. High temperature, low humidity, and soil moisture conditions during fruit development promote these disorders. Inadequate moisture during early period of fruit growth results in the skin becoming dark and sunburned. It may crack when it is subjected to increased internal pressure as a result of rapid aerial growth following irrigation or rain. Fruit cracking in lychee is also favored if temperature goes above 38 degrees Celsius and relative humidity less than 60%. Although effective control measures have been recommended, frequent and adequate irrigation to bearing trees during fruit growth and development period is most useful. Growth regulators like NAA 2 milligrams per liter of water, GA 40 milligrams per liter of water, 2,4-D 10 milligrams per liter of water, 2,4,5-T 10 milligrams per liter of water, ethepfone 10 milligrams per liter of water reduce the incidence of fruit cracking. Spraying with zinc sulfate 1.5% weekly or calcium nitrate 1.5% fortnightly from pea size to harvesting of fruit is an effective measure to reduce cracking. Uses of lychee. Well, except for using lychee for table purposes, lychee is also used as an ingredient in various creams. It is also used for making various canned drinks. Also, it is used for making ice cream and honey, etc. Future thrust of lychee. Hybrid should be developed against different pests and physiological disorders. Tissue culture should be adopted for commercial plantation of lychee. High density planting should be adopted for getting more yield per unit area. Subsidy should be provided for cultivation. Cold storage facilities required for the produce of lychee. Easy market and export market should be developed for this unique crop. Now here are some objectives. What is the ideal temperature for lychee growth? The answer is 30 degrees Celsius. Little leaf in lychee is caused due to. The answer is zinc deficiency. What type of fruit is lychee, climatic or non-climatic? Lychee is a non-climatic fruit. Which state has the highest lychee production? Bihar. Lychee is vegetatively propagated via. The answer is air layering. What type of soil is suitable for lychee growth? The answer is sandy loam and clay loam. Which is the earliest cultivar of lychee? The answer is early seedless or early badana cultivar. Which two countries are the highest producers of lychee in the world? China ranks the first in the production of lychee and India ranks the second. What is the maturation time of lychee? The answer is 50 to 60 days. What is the cause of red color skin in lychee? The presence of anthocyanin. Thank you for watching my presentation. I hope the content of this presentation is useful to you.